All right, all you devils out there, happy Friday. Oh, it's a little after 2 for me here. Oh, I was trying to find you things that we're setting up right now. I kind of got stuck on a few challenging accounts, but I think I got them sorted out here. So we're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I think I've got 4 alts teed up that might be ripe. Good time to at least get on your watch list, something to watch for. Now, here I've got Bitcoin in front of us here. I've got a 4-hour. Of course, I'm on BloFin. We do like to promote them. That's our sponsor. So links below, right? I do this every week, so bear with me. But if you're looking for an exchange, they're a good one, right? Lots of bennies and some nice perks if you deposit and do a little trading, particularly in their futures accounts. Right? Might not be a bad time for this, as we are in the midst of what certainly appears to be the crypto bull we've been waiting for a long time, right? So it looks like we're off to a very good start here. Now I know you can't see that in here, but I wanted to get the bigger count. Now there's a couple of different ways you can count this. And this is actually the more conservative count. There are some counts that have this going 1 2 1 2 1 2. I'm going to hold off on that. And again, if we need to add another 1 2, that's a high class problem for a bull. So as we sit here, coming off the low here, and you could start it either way. It almost doesn't matter. You could do the triangle, you could do the push here off of the slight truncation in the Z. But if it's 1 2, we're now seeking the third here at this degree, 4 5, right? So if I take it up here, this is what we're seeking, all of this up here. So as we get into the subdivision here of the counts, right, knowing how fractal Elliott Wave is, it looks like we've got something very, very similar here. So we can go 1 2 3. I know you can't see it in there, but we're seeking that fifth to complete this fifth of this third retrace. Well, got a nice high volume no here, which would make sense, right? After we stalled here. POC sitting right there. If any sort of a retrace back to 90s, I would encourage you to not let that one slip by. If we get it, right, we may never see it again, right? As we're not quite to 100 yet, 99 and change. All right, so it wouldn't be unusual because that's such a big fat round number. There will be people selling there, right? So if we sweep 100 and then a little retrace, it really sets up if we had a pullback to 90. God, we can hope. Okay, so let me just while we're here, just to get through the count, right? So that's just for members, right, who are working on their TA skills. That's so much what we're trying to do here is just build the skill set here. So you don't actually need our counsel on this, but so while you're still in the learning phase, hopefully we can be helpful to you. So as we look here, this got very weird, right? So as we see the POC, I'm actually going to take that off. So you can understand, right? I mean, you could just do it this way. You could just say, okay, anything back down here, we'll get interested. Looks like we do it here. ABCW, ABCX, right? It's really tempting to put this here because this is right at the 1618, but that's just a 3 all day, right? There's no way around it. 3, 3, 3. Then we get this little triangle here. Oh shit, I don't know. Some Elliott purists might bicker with me here, but I don't think it really matters because what we can see here with 4, usually the easiest thing to spot because we stop progressing the trend and then we get the kicker coming out of it. So 4 here going into the 5, Elliotticians can bicker here about exactly how we're going to count that. I really don't think it matters. There's a pivot in here and we got just a rip-roaring impulse coming off of it. So count it however you like. This is how I'm counting it. 1, 2. Here's a clear impulse, right? So I can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3. Kind of sharp in the 4, but now I get an ending diag here. Looks like that completes the 3. Oh, what have I got below? So that would be in sync with the Elliott Wave Oscillator. 1, 2. Here's the big push for the 3 down to 0 line for the 4. So it's literally right by the Elliott Wave playbook. And now it looks like we got to push here. Now we got to be careful here. There's been a little sweep of that high. So don't, buying at highs, it's not recommended, right? I know the FOMO is severe right now. Right? It's just funny, right? Everyone I ask, right, if just whether they're in the business or not, I will typically ask, hey, have you got some Bitcoin? But the most typical answer I get is not enough. Wish I had some more. Sold it too early. All right, so the FOMO is very real, but do we want to buy? I would not suggest it. But that's up to you as an individual, right? If you're comfortable with that risk. I mean, for all we know, we're at 115, 120 by the end of the weekend. I understand the risk if you're doing it. I would absolutely strongly advise against doing it with heavy leverage. Again, got to make your own decisions there, right? We're all big boys here and gals. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like that comes up here, but of course, if we complete, now let's say you get that little push, which no reason to assume we wouldn't. We get this little push up to that 5. Okay, well let's just use some traditional TA, length of the 1 from the proposed 4. Well, if we're not going to do the 127, 138, 1618, okay. Now Bitcoin's uniquely bullish, right? So could we go up to the 107? It would be unusual, but if ever there was a crypto to be overly bullish, right? Perhaps. Well, if some of the things that are being discussed with the new administration, if we are going to have a Bitcoin reserve, oh my God, I can't go high enough, right? The bull porn is very enticing. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so all we're trying to do is just track this one wave at a time. 3, 4. I've got an impulse underway. What are we completing? Right? That's the only question. What are we completing? What do we anticipate next? Right? So if we get a good close here, we'll have a break of structure. What do we anticipate after a break of structure? Right? We've been over this for a long time, right? So we get a break of structure here, which we do not have yet. I don't have it yet. I don't have a close above, right? We've got to have a close above for a break of structure as we define it. Some people will take the wicks. My view, right, I want to close above, and then that would set up the 2, right? A little retrace. Now, if we do this, okay, deeper, maybe a deeper 4, right? There's what would be less expected would be something dramatic here. Right? You can't take it off the table. But I think that's anything down in here. We go into the 90s, right? Again, heads up. Okay, so I don't know that there's much more to add here, right? Let's see if I got the weekly over here. I mean, we've been looking at this for a long time. Well, we're into the beginning of it, so we're at the 100, right? So the length of the 1 from the proposed 4 here. I'm using the more conservative right down here. So we're 2 over the 100. Right here would be the 1618 at 152. 1, 2, 3. All right, we want to anticipate the 4, right? The 4 is your opportunity, right? If we get that pullback, and I put 83. Are we going to get an 83? Maybe not, right? 90, 91. Put it right there. You can just you just do the same thing over here. Bring that out. Right, this little high volume nugget here was where the market stalled. Now, of course, you don't see it the same way on the weekly, but 3, 4 back to the 90. Oh my God, I'm hoping we get that. Don't know that we will. It's just straight. I mean, the 1618 would be a gift. That's 152. We shall see. Looking very good. Okay, let's go over to ETH, which is not as sexy. What have I got? Oh, I'm on a 1 hour. Let's go to something a little bit bigger. Let's go to a 3 hour. See if we can make sense of this. Okay, 1, 2. All right, why not? Oh, come on here. Let's go here. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. Actually, this has got to go up a little bit bigger. Let's go here. All right, so 1, 2, 1, right? It looks like a diag. 2, right? Very clean 3. We've looked at this many times. 3. Well, not likely to be this 3. So what are we seeking here? Well, let's see if we can get this to complete here. If we get this to complete, we're seeking the 5th at this degree. Now remember, we don't want to do ever with Elliott Wave, right? Evers maybe. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do that, right? That's very irregular. It's not like it's never happened. It's just that's not a high probability setup, right? We want to be selective about what we're doing. We want them self-contained, right? And if a channel will contain it, all the better, right? It just gives it's not like it can't break a channel and complete the 5. It just gives you much more conviction in your trade, right? So don't take a subpar setup, right? You're just asking yourself to find some regrets. If you get away with it, then what did you just do? Reinforced a bad habit. You're going to continue to take mediocre setups, right? There's never a reason to do it, right? Another setup will come, something that would be consistent with what you're looking for. So 1, 2, let's draw these out. If this is the one here, let's see, all I've got is have to do it this way. We'll do it this way, right? So we'd have to, if we're going to get it this way, we absolutely have to double this. Let's clone it, bring it. No, do we have to go all the way here? Let's see if we can do it here. Yeah, we can do it here. So here's a 2 here. So 1, 2, that's the initial framing. We got to go, we got another 50% here to get the sideways, because what did we do here, right? We just went sideways. Accumulation, launch. Looks like we're doing a little more accumulation. This is just a fair value gap that I was highlighting. Oh, pardon me. That's just a little bullish order flow, a little demand zone here. If we were to come back here, I should change that color so as not to confuse, right? So we got a little demand zone here. If we were to come down for a deeper retracement, we can kind of leave that there. I don't think we're threatened at the moment. Right now, as we sit here, okay, well, if this is 1 and this is 2. I can't make this up, guys. Right into the high probability zone for a wave 3. So it seems a reasonable spot to put the 3 right there. All of this consolidation here, this is a little funky here. ETH is not getting the love that so many others in the space are. So this looks to me like we've got to work this as a WXYXZ, because there's a WXY here. But then it looked like, maybe we were going to get started here, but I'm inclined to change that here and make this this is all corrective, right? There's nothing impulsive until we get this leg. Oh, let's go to a 1 here, see if that cleans it up a little bit. WXY, right? So I can get an ABC pretty cleanly. There's a triple bottom there, really. Then I get this 3 here. So I'm inclined to put that as an X, ABC into the Z. So the 4 here, there's a little truncation. You can see all of this liquidity, this low-hanging fruit was tapped and then launched, right? So we know that's the footprints of bigger players, right? Sweep the low, displacement. You can see the fair value gap in here, right? So up they go here, right? We get this big displacement here. I just bring that to the side, right? So again, footprints of whales, institutions perhaps. So 1, 2. So do we have a trade setting up? Absolutely. Whoops. Where'd you go here? Yeah, we sure do. Right in the fair value gap window. Can we get this? You might layer. You might look to because of this prior resistance could be the support. You can see how we doubled here. If we come back here, I might take 50% here and leave another 50 here. Stop under the 707 or 786, depending on how aggressive you want to be. ETH has been kind of a bit of a laggard. If we get down here, it's just another trade. Don't bet the ranch on it. Well, let me rephrase that. I wouldn't, but I certainly am going to take it if it comes down here. I think I've got alerts on it. I have alert. I'm on Coinbase here. I'm trading it on BloFin. So right down here, something like this. Oh, I might give that a little more room. Here's where we would invalidate the thought that we've gone 1, 2, right? So, 786, right? So depending on your risk tolerance, it would be 3.5 to 1. If assuming, right, we're going to get right to the 1618, and we put some channeling on it. Come here. Do something along these lines. Maybe we have to take that up a little bit. Something like this. Bring you down a touch. We can get you right here. So we'd have that other channel to lean into. Something like this. So then, you probably have some sort of a channel here to get you sort of almost like a flag, right? So if we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, I wouldn't be sad to see a little kick up here to fake, right? To tease retail and then bring it back down. So we got a good 3, right? The B, always the teaser, right? It pulls in retail. Oh, it's going to the moon, right? And then it rolls over one more time, right? The market likes to move. Market loves more than anything to move like that, right? That's what it does. Right. I mean, there's almost nothing you can't. It's just a combination of these on top of more combinations of those. So you really, again, it's about conviction, right? In the setup and choosing that A+ setup. I want to see that 3-legged, or ABC, we call it what you want. Zigzag, A to B, B to C, call it what you like. So we get something like that in here. Boom, I'm in. Stop under the low, right? So see, that's the kind of trade I like because I have a very clear invalidation. I know without any exception I'm wrong here. So I don't have to go, oh shit, well maybe it's going to come down a little lower. Maybe it's, very clean exit. If I'm stopped out, okay, next trade. Very clean, very clear, just the kind of trade that I like, right? So hopefully that gives you something to think about. Okay, that's Bitcoin and ETH. Let me, I went over here to, you guys know I'm a big fan of alt fins and an investor in this product. I'm just kind of surprised, and I don't see many of you in here. It's a great product. It's reasonably priced. So I come to this hot list, on a regular basis. Now, some of these we've been over the last couple of weeks. We had a few new ones show up here. The graph, which we're going to cover. SNX, that's why I'm late. That count was a bitch. EGLD, AVAX, Injective Protocol. I did that on the live stream this week. I think we did STX as well. Kava, we did a couple of weeks ago, 8. XMR is just sideways. It may be bullish, but it's sideways. BNB, okay, we in the U.S. can't trade that. And I think I've got comp teed up. So we'll go through some of these. Again, I can't recommend this to you any more highly, right? It's a really good site for a crypto trader. Well, if you want to support the channel, or if you're not a member, right, our link's below. We get a little kicker if you join it there. Okay, so with that established, let me pull you off. Okay, let me get to the alts. Okay, I've got them here. What I was trying to do is not just take the hot list, but take the hot list and look for those that are close or very near, or could be ripe for a setup here. Let's start with FET. Now, I think we did this earlier in the week on the live stream, and then there were some requests for this on Twitter, so you can find the chart over there as well. I'll just walk you through it here. This is pretty, again, it's the same kind of thing. I've got a very clear invalidation. If we sweep that high, well, then the idea that the 4 is in here is invalidated. So something else is happening. And you can see this looks like a sharp ABC, ABC. So it looks like a sharp double here. It looks pretty clean, right? I think you could take a bit of risk here. So the sharp double into the 4, right? It's perfectly technical. It's just it's literally right by the Elliott playbook, right? We come right to a 50, here, oh, come here. God, I never get it on the first click. Never, ever, never have. Okay, so we come right into this little bullish order flow, right? The down sweep here before we go up. So we tap. Looks like we got a good launch point from that. So right off the 50 for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3 down to the 50. I get 5 up. Looks like I'm working on 3 down. That's a daily. Let's try 8. See if we get any insights there from an 8. Looks like I got a nice A here. It's a little bit of a bumpy ride. Oh shit! The tricky part is where's your 2, right? Because you can finish the 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. It's not sexy, but I wouldn't call this the completed correction. Although it might be, right? For all we know, it could be. This could be 1, 2. I'm looking for balance here because this looks like we're doing this. 1, 2, 3. Now maybe, right, this has to get converted into a combo. It might. If we just go straight down here, then you're going to work backwards, right? As I often will encourage you to do that. Work backwards, right, rather than from the top down. Okay, well, if I finish with an ABC here, well, then I'm looking for a Y, so I'd be thinking W. Can I get an ABC in here? Yeah, probably. X, right? So let's just play it. Actually, I think I can do that. So, right, so I can get A, B, C here. Then this would have to be A, B, C. It's a little skinny there, but I don't think that's too much of a force fit. So we can go like this. We can go W, X, Y, something like if we're going to come golden zone. This would, just to carry that forward, I'm just doing it on the fly here, which I usually try and not do on a Friday. That's for Wednesdays for the live stream, but something like that to bring us down here to get the Y, right? So perhaps we come down here, we sweep that low, right? You know the stop's there, right? So does everybody else. Okay, so we're going to sweep that low, and then I'd be looking for that reaction that we're always looking for. Okay, do I get a pop and then a retrace? That's where I want to enter because I can put my stop right down here. Same thing every week, 5 years of doing this. Oh shit, 6 years now. 3,500, 3,600 videos, same thing every time. Every video, always the same, right? That's our edge, right? I feel like I have to remind people, right? That's why you see the same thing every week, week in, week after. Always the same. Here's a nice clean impulse here. I guess we can take some of this off. As we look here, the impulse up is what's so pretty, right? So that has you thinking bullish, right? That plus the general market sentiment. And certainly looks like alts have the potential to really fly here. So FET in the AI space and crypto, it's a match made in heaven. I'd want some of this. Okay, so let me keep moving. That's FET, the graph, right? So new contender. If this, I will confess, I have a pretty large bag of this. and have stayed with it. It does have a use case here, so thus I have a fairly large position here. It's a little funky here the way this is developed, because this sure looks like a 3. I wouldn't be heartbroken to come back here and turn this into a diag or an ABC. It's a little bit of a squish. You'd have to put 1, 2, 3. You'd have to do the 4. Oh, here I'm on a daily. You'd have to do it here where we had this. You can see here the retrace. We went ABC. It's a little funky. So we're going to do it this way. 3, 4, 5. It wouldn't be the worst, weirdest thing I've ever seen, but it wouldn't be my preference for what I'd be leaning into. But okay, I want to accommodate purists here. Do I have a good clean? Do I have an impulse there? It's borderline, right? So okay, but given now that we can look what's followed it, okay, I'm inclined to put a second 1 here. Right? It's certainly not going to be 1, 2, 3, given what we see here. Impulse correction, I'm going to go with a 1, 2, given the depth of that retracement. And then it looks like we go right into a leading diag here. Now this, I've just, here, I should pull that off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I've got a leading diag to get us started. Now I don't know that this top is in, but it's starting to look like perhaps it is. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, let's take you up just 1 degree. Let's put you in white here. So is that a 1? Well, you've seen a lot of crypto just all do the same thing, right? Like this, right? There's been, oh shit, here. I don't know what I got there. But just a accumulation here. Now, as Elliotticians, we can look at this and say, well, is there a wave count here? Or that might help me? Well, 3, 3, 3, 3. This looks like A, B, C into a 3. So it looks like I've got a good candidate for a 1. Remember, a diag is always, it's the bull-bear battle, right? Nobody has the upper hand until the final kick here. Now the bulls take it. Oh, remember, right? We got to remember, right? Never forget, always an algo on the other side. Always. Looks like we got a wick through the golden zone here, but don't forget, you're going to have to go back 1, right? So we're not in the clear until we get past here, 30 cents. It's got a ways to go. But remember, right, so this is good news, not bad news. It's not that you're missing it here. You're getting the foundation for what could be the next entry, which would be the 2. Coming back the other direction on the assumption here that we're going to hold with this 5, and then we're going to come down with a 3. Right now, you don't know, right? If something like that is what you'd be looking for. So something in here. Oh, it'd just be traditional fibs, right? Why complicate it? Something like that. 1 into the 2. Up we go for a big 3. That will make my year. Well, I shouldn't say it. My year's already made just from Bitcoin. So this would just be, maybe let's make next year. I don't mean to gloat. That's just, I've been at this for a long time. I have a lot of crypto, right? So when crypto's running, it's good times here at TradeDevils headquarters. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 is what that looks like. Is it ready? Is it ripe to go now? Definitely not. So, but get that on your watch. Well, I would encourage you to get that on your watch list, right? It's a good one, right? If you're not familiar with the use case, right, it's always described to me as kind of the Google of crypto. It's got lots of potential, lots of upside here. I've been using crypto as a data source here. Of course, where I can, I want to use BloFin. But it was suggested to me by a couple of my guys that I get full history. Right? So that's why you'll note here, you can just look it up and it's crypto as the source. The difference is it's an aggregator, so I don't get a volume profile. I don't get volume. But that's all right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? I wouldn't sleep on that one. Okay, that's the graph. We did FET. We did, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We did FET. Okay, so this one is this was the one that took me some time. All right, so I saw this again. It's on the hot list. It's number 2 right after the graph for Synthetics. Is that am I saying that right? Synthetics network token. Well, this was a bit of a bitch getting this thing to fly, right? So it looks like I'm going to have to do this as a diag. So ABC, ABC. There's a perfect, did I say perfect? Perfect zigzag right in the middle of it, right? So you got to deal with that. You got a perfect zigzag here, 5, 3, 5. Okay, well, what am I going to do with that? How do I see? That's the kind of thing where when you have a complicated count like this, that's often what you're trying to do. Is I can see the 5 here. I could see that zigzag. It's kind of a bumpy start. I was thinking W, X, Y, X, but it was just too disconnected. So I think this plays better. ABC into the 1, ABC, ABC into the 3, the 4. Now, of course, right? New rules. Thank you. For many of us, that was never a hard rule for me anyway. But we don't have to overlap the 1, which we don't. But it's more traditional. 2 to the 4. We come just, if I get it right on that, right, just shy of the 50, right? So we know an algo likely is participating here, but it doesn't get target, at least not yet. Interesting, right? So we come down to the A. Now this looks like it has to be, we have to do this as an A, 5, 3, 5 to get a B here. And then, right, for a bull, right, looking to see, oh, are we finished yet? Are we finished? No, it's reasonable. Reasonable. Again, it looks the same for so many alts. They've just done this. They've just done a little consolidation, right? Well, that's lighting the fuse before they fly, right? Before they explode. I'm going to stay with the metaphor. 1, 2, 3, 4. But note, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? It's like tipping its hand here. So I would love to see a fairly decent kick. You can see perhaps some resistance right up here. You have a little supply zone sitting right here. Oh, it doesn't mean they couldn't get through that. But that would be a point to note here for a potential pivot up here. So don't assume that we're going to the moon. It's going to do it, right? It's going to... as they all do. It's going to do it in a fractal series of 5s if we're going to go, right? It's going to look like that. So, okay, are we in the 1? Well, we're not quite out of the 5, right? We don't, well, I shouldn't say that. We don't know. Is the 5 done? Well, there's a nice ABC there. It could be done. It wouldn't surprise me if that goes a little higher and we're having to push this up. Here's the 5 of the C of the 2. So a little bit more of a kick here, and then just you set an alert. Something like this is what we're after. That's the launch, right? You might take it here if we at the 50 of that, and I'm kind of free drawing that. You do it like this. Can I get that? I don't know that I will, but if this is A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you could see how that could play into that. It's the retrace I want, and I suggestion, right? Keep your eye on that, so that next week we're not back here looking at this and going, "Hey, did you see that?" I'll put it in your lap. I can't trade them for you. I can just kind of draw your attention to them, and then hopefully, right, you've learned enough, right? Certainly as members, right, you have enough capacity with our methodology, right? If you're in our Discord and watching my videos, hopefully that's the objective: is you're learning how to develop this skill set, and you look here and you don't have to ask, "Well, shit, what do I do now?" Well, you know what to do and where to put your stop. Right? It's not that hard. Okay, so that's the syntax, and I think we can probably finish here. It'll be one of my shorter ones for a change. Also, tricky. The same kind of thing. Okay, well, we can certainly from the top, this is compound. Again, I'm using crypto. Right? This is the full history. It was hard to miss that 5 down. This got a little funky as well. It looks like you have to do this as a WXY because I've got this clear. There was a potential here. So this is an impulse, right? So you're looking at this, you're going, well, shit, that's an impulse 1, 2. Oh, 1. It would have been very, very reasonable, right? I mean, accounts fail. 1, 2. You're thinking, oh, it's the 1 of the 3. Nope, invalidated. So if not that, then what? Right? That's the power of Elliott Wave, right? There's a decision matrix. Oh, it's not that, then what could it be? If not this, then that. And if not that, then this. Well, okay, for a bull here, let me take this off just so I don't confuse anyone. Okay, so for a bull, so here it is again, this consolidation you're seeing amongst some of the alts. Oh, let's just here, let's see what the default here, right? So just this build, right? Maybe that's your spring, Wyckoff traders. Consolidation, cause, effect. Or you might look at it this way and say the whole thing is just accumulation, right? We're just accumulating, right? And here's the spring down here. You want to combine a little Elliott, a little Wyckoff, add some market structure. Okay, well, break of structure. Here's the last, whoa, we didn't get a break of structure. Oh, did we? Hang on. Get that out of here. Did we get a close below? We might have. What's on a daily? Let's see. Did I get, no, I didn't. No close below. So this is not a break of structure. So the last pivot here would be this one. This is what we have to break, right? So that's the last swing high. So we could call this the strong high, because that did its job. It gave us a new low here. This is not a break of structure. So we got a lot of character changes here. Could we be done here? Okay, right? Maybe, right? It's not a great looking start. We're back in that consolidation. Let me take that off and just kind of look at this whole range here. This would be aggressive, right? So it would be unusual to truncate like that. Of course, you can see the alternate would be, oh, it's just A, B, and we're going to go lower. Well, why would compound be going lower, right? There would have to be something uniquely specific to their circumstance. And you can see it, right? It looks like you've got a 5 down. Oh, it's vulnerable to another run here if we're just going to be pure Elliotticians as we look at it. That looks like 1. It's bumpy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'd have 1, 2. You got to do 3 here. You doing 4 here? Or here? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the 3. So it's A, B, C. But I mean, clearly we're overlapping. I didn't think I shouldn't. Didn't occur to me I need to do that, but probably should. So let's just do that, right? So here's the pivot. So we have a potential for A, B, C for the 3. If it's W, X, Y into the B, I'm looking for 5 down. Now, the other thought is perhaps, right, I'm going to truncate down here. As we are doing the same thing, right? The same thing over here. Boom, 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 boom. One more down here would be a gift, in my view. All right, if you got that, get out of there. Get out of there. If I got something like that. Well, something's happened, right? That's spooked. Well, either compound or crypto in general. Because we're right. Oh, here, we do it this way. Now I'm in log scale. Oh, shit, I got to do it this way. Log scale is, I find it to be a tremendous pain in the ass, but we have to do it, right? 50 for log. Okay, so we're right. Now we're in the premium. So if you got a little push back down lower here, so you could buy it in the discount. Oh, yeah. I don't think I can get. I considered the WXY here, but I've got too many. So I think A, B, C is what you want to try and finish that. So if this takes off here and we've got something like, and we end up with something, oh Jesus, something like this, which would be a little weird for the C here. Okay, it's not the craziest thing I've ever seen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can make it fly there. Couldn't we? 1, 2, oh, it's not beautiful. But you've got an A, B, let's see. Well, you probably, let's not overcomplicate it. You probably get away with that. And the point being, right, did they sweep the liquidity? Yes. Did they displace? Yes. So could it be here? Could be. Right, if you want to stay consistent with everything being bullish right now, how could we get out of here bullish? Well, we could probably do it this way. 1, 2, looking for legs. You're kind of late to the buy. If you're trying to stay consistent with, well, I only buy in the discount. Okay, you're gonna have to wait. Now, well, you don't have. I shouldn't say that. All right, consider. Right, one choice is to wait to get back in the discount. If it doesn't get into the discount, you got to wait for another PD array to establish. Right, between a strong high and a strong low. Not sure that we have that. We just have sideways. So one for the watch list. I wouldn't jump on this. I wouldn't chase here. Let's just kind of let that show its hand. It will eventually. If we're gonna kick out of here impulsively. Okay. Well, so be it. Right. There'll be a retrace. Always is, although I know you shouldn't use absolutes in the markets, but almost always is. I'll say that. Okay, I think we got it covered. Oh, look at that, 34 minutes, right? I won't keep you all day. All right, so a few things to look at, a few things hopefully to give you some ideas, some things that are setting up right now that you could get in very, either right now or very close to where we are. So I hope that's helpful to you. As a reminder, right, we can always help you develop this skill set. Come on into our Discord here. We've got, of course, on our website, we've got the belt system, and we've got some new pricing we're going to introduce here as we go into December, trying to make it more available to more people and give you some more people asking for more trades put in their lap, which we've tried to avoid, but people are asking for it, so we're not opposed to doing that as well. Okay, so some things to look forward to. Hope to see you in the Discord, but if not, you guys have a good weekend.